So welcome to Unique Authentic Living. This is one of our monthly interviews that we do with celebrities and famous people from Gloucestershire, and it's really to give value and benefit to local people, so get to know that celebrity a bit better, what makes them tick, and also realise they're not that much different from the normal people that you meet every day. So yeah, just a bit of feedback as well about March's edition of Unique. Thanks everybody for sharing it, getting involved and the discussions and everything. For me, it's about building what's going on in Gloucestershire, so you know where you can take your kids and do fun stuff with, what events are going on and what's cool and happening around Gloucestershire. So again, thanks for your input on that. But today we've got Sophie Smith, who's former Miss Cheltenham, ambassador for the Hobbies Trust, building surveyor, and the list goes on. Sophie, tell our listeners a bit about yourself.
So I'm Sophie Lydia Smith. I am 25 years of age. I've just given over my title as Miss Cheltenham, which I held for 2 years. I'm also titled Britain's hardest working beauty queen. I came third at Miss England 2015, and as my day job I work as a building surveyor. I have 8 years experience in the construction industry. I started with an apprenticeship and studied all my way through until last year when I graduated with first class honours, a building surveying degree. So it's an exciting time for me at the moment.
Excellent. So yeah, just to sort of roll on, how did you get started with sort of modelling or Miss Cheltenham? How did you find your way into that?
Well, it started off with modelling. I was doing lots of modelling locally and Bristol area, a little bit in London. I was scouted predominantly because my height, I was quite tall, so I got lots of catwalk modelling from that, and I gained so much confidence from it. Now I was working as well full time, and it was more of just something because my day job was actually very not glamorous at all. It was the side of the week where I could, have makeup done and hair and put my heels on and have that transition from the boots to that. And one day they decided to run a competition in Cheltenham for Miss Cheltenham, and I was in a good place. I was modelling.
How old were you then, Sophie?
I was 23, and then when I was 24, when I won the title. So I was a bit older for the first time entering into the beauty queen industry. I didn't know much about pageants at the time, but I'd always followed it on the internet and seen that it was something of a dream for many young girls, and just didn't know whether or not I would be suitable, to be honest. Did a bit of research and realised the amazing things that they do for charity, for their communities, and I love the idea of being an ambassador. The competition arose and I was asked to enter, and I thought, why not? Really, that is something I didn't think I would win, to be honest, but I thought you've got to be in it to win it, and it was the best day of my life. It was amazing, and my life changed forever. I went from modelling and being a face to having a voice, and that was the biggest change, and I was able to share all the important things.
Did you feel when you were going through Miss Cheltenham, was it like a building of momentum as you got into it? Did you sort of start off thinking, I'm not going to maybe get anywhere with this, but then you started getting more support, and you could feel...
Yeah, definitely. I really felt that in the lead up. And it's not that scary, really. When you start to meet the other girls involved, I actually made new friends. I was involved with Angie Beasley, who was the director of Miss England. She was running it, and I'd had a great experience. And once I'd won Miss Cheltenham in the lead up to Miss England, I was already Miss Cheltenham. I'd done it. That was the hardest bit, was winning Miss Cheltenham. You put yourself out there, and you've got to believe in yourself. Once you go on to the higher competitions, actually you've already won that one.
You've got like the muscle memory of that you've won something before and you can do it.
You can go through it, and it's been amazing. It really is. I would recommend it to anyone.
Excellent. So yeah, tell the listeners a bit more about building surveyor side of things. Is what you've done as a career and the training.
So not many people know exactly what a building surveyor is, and actually it's a career that encompasses everything involved with a building project. So we need to be, I see myself as like a building doctor, so I need to be able to understand a building, all the different types and different types of builds. We have obviously our traditional builds, but then we might have a prefabricated one. I need to understand residential and commercial buildings, and then I need to understand how you can see a project through from A to B, and how it can actually run and its life cycle. And with that career, you can actually do all sorts of things. You can obviously do your evaluation in a estate agency side, which I haven't actually had any experience with. I'm all on the building project side, so running the building projects. I've also worked in social housing, which was fantastic, because in social housing there's tight budgets, and there's older properties that need a lot of TLC, and we've got people in all sorts of different situations, some vulnerable families, elderly, young people, and I've loved it. So that's been for 8 years.
So you have to be quite creative when you've got a tighter budget as well, haven't you?
You've got to be creative. You've got to be a people's person, because you're going to meet all sorts of different people and have to liaise with them on different levels. So a structural engineer, you need to liaise with them on a more technical level. A homeowner, you'll need to digest it down and explain it in a language which they can understand, because you don't want people to not understand what you're doing. And you also need to have lots of mathematical and scientific skills, and just you're a good problem solver. You need to solve problems on a daily basis. And I think that's really lent itself to being Miss Cheltenham, and to hopefully some of my future goals as well, because I'm ready for anything.
Right, okay. So yeah, we'll talk on to the next question really is, you're an ambassador for Holly Gazzard Trust. And can you elaborate on what you do for them, what the charity means to you and your link to them?
So I became an ambassador for the Holly Gazzard Trust in January last year, and that's been going on about 15 months now. It's been absolutely amazing, and my involvement, obviously I was Miss Cheltenham. It was great to get the trust over to the Cheltenham area. A lot was going on in Gloucester as well, to promote everything that they do, their aims and objectives as part of the trust, and spread the message, which is also as important as fundraising. I ran my own fundraising events. But I think my best one was running at my own charity dinner, because everyone wants to go out for dinner anyway, and we had lots of fun, and that was with the Brasserie Group at Chelsea Brasserie. Really exciting news. This is an exclusive for you viewers today. I have been asked to be a trustee of Holly Gazzard Trust, and obviously very, very much so accepted. It's a step up from being an ambassador. There's a lot more responsibility involved. It's a huge honour, and I'll be the youngest person to be a trustee in the team. So I'm going to bring through some new and fresh ideas, and please get in touch with me if you have any fresh ideas, because we're always looking for them, and excited about the future, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and you got the walk as well this Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, this Sunday we've got the walk. That's been going now. It's one of their strongest events. It's really good fun as well. You get out there, you're healthy, you're happy, you're walking. Hopefully the weather will hold out. And I'm really excited about that. Are you going to go to it?
Oh,
Steve?
for sure.
Yeah, so it's being involved with the charity is very rewarding and very fun. There is obviously a lot of hard work involved as well, lots of voluntary work and stuff behind the scenes, and we've all got full-time jobs as well. But it is really rewarding. I'd recommend that anyone considers becoming a Holly helper. That's the first gateway into committing to the charity.
Excellent. Well, we've been inundated with questions in advance as well. What I'm going to do now is just ask you some of the listeners' questions now. So we've got one from Benjamin Newham, who's asked, since giving up your title of Miss Cheltenham, how has your day-to-day changed? How has it changed?
It's changed immensely. It was life-changing. The day after I won Miss Cheltenham, I had a huge press call with all the national press. I was in lots and lots of national papers. I went into a women's magazine. I couldn't believe that the world was that interested in me, and the reason that they was because I was now a beauty queen and working in the building industry where there's not many women, and that juxtaposition was quite unusual. Now I'm actually upset that it's unusual. We should have more girls, and it shouldn't be strange for you to be obviously intelligent and also be part of the beauty queen industry as well, because actually they're very similar. And then my day-to-day life, I was doing 3 events a week, some local things, getting involved with the community, volunteering for the trust, to travelling Sri Lanka on a photo shoot. I also was on the Come Dine With Me show, the One show. My life changed, and every day I get an email, I don't know what's going to happen. Even when I came back from holiday following handing over my crown, I had a letter, and on the front of it was from the House of Commons, and I thought, what on earth is this? Now that's what happens when your life changes. It was from the local MP, Alex Chalk, congratulating me on a successful reign and thanking me for the work I've done with the community. It's been amazing and it's all worth it.
Yeah, that's brilliant. We've got another question from on Facebook. It's Cavendish Green. Is that someone, do you know them?
Cavendish Green, yeah, they are an estate agency business across Gloucestershire. Yes.
Right, okay, yeah, because they asked about, you gave a talk over Christmas, I think it's Christmas lunchtime in the Southwest, and it says, how does it feel that you are an inspiration and a role model to young women for the construction industry? I know you touched on that a bit just.
So yeah, at Christmas I was invited to speak at the Southwest Women in Property lunch. Every time I have to pinch myself that I'm actually being asked to speak at events and that people want to hear my story. It feels amazing to be an inspiration to women across the country in property and in construction, and also aiming to inspire people who didn't think of that as a career choice. It's been my absolute dream to do that, and I've loved being Miss Cheltenham, and that's been a dream, but ultimately I used it as a platform to promote what I'm passionate about, and that's it. There is only 11% women in the construction industry. That is shocking, and that needs to change. And I tell you what, it's an excellent career. It's so exciting, you won't get bored. There's a lot going on, and it's really well paid as well. So I would encourage anyone to consider it as a career.
That's excellent. And I also got another one from Polly. She's asking, from the pageant side of things, have you noticed a change over the last few years since you've been involved in it, from the start to where it is now? Definitely.
I mean, the pageant industry is not a leading one in the UK necessarily. I mean, you know, in the South America and the Philippines, it's huge. It is the biggest thing, being a beauty queen. And it is still relevant in the UK, but in our area in Gloucestershire, it wasn't actually around so much. So me and Juliet Crosby, I think, picked up the baton and showed what an amazing job it is. You're able to be an ambassador in the local community. There's not that many opportunities to do that. Obviously we've got the Mayor and the MP, which are highly competitive. And I think we showed what it's about. It's not what traditionally in the 1950s and 60s, parading in swimwear, that's gone now. Those times have changed, and it's a life-changing opportunity for anyone to get involved with. I think that working hard and getting involved with so many things, the small things, the big things, the national things, has shown what a diverse role it is and why it's worth having beauty pageants and that kind of industry current in our area and in the UK.
Excellent. So you've got loads of stuff going on by the time. Loads and loads of stuff. Every time I see you, you've got something else going on. So for you, what motivates you now moving forward? What drives Sophie? But what's your next big thing that you're looking? Which motivates you now?
I think the biggest motivator for me is changing the percentages of women in construction, women and diversity and social inclusion within the construction industry, within the built environment and within the technical industries, I'd say. The ones that often require PPE, that is my driver. We need to change it. There is not many people coming out, but when they do, it makes a big impact, and I seem to have got a lot of media attention, and I need to do something with that. That really drives me. I think my ultimate end goal is to present my own TV show in my industry, so something like Grand Designs. I would absolutely love. I can combine my media side with my building knowledge, and also I think seeing someone doing a job on television, a young person then starts to see that as a job they can do. Then
somebody else, then that cascades downwards to the young person that's watching and thinking, well, if Sophie can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah, and the BBC have been great. They now have at least one woman on every panel, whether that's on our industry or not. But actually we've not actually had enough women to get on those panels, so we've been working on a spokeswomen group with the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, which I'm a member of, and that's been great. So if we ever need a panel locally or nationally, we can just call up upon women. But if a young person or anyone sees someone in that job and they look like them, so a girl, or maybe it's a different ethnicity or something, that will...
Is the ethnic side of it still quite bad as well within the industry? So diversity,
white middle class male is the face of the industry, and they are taking over, and change is all of our responsibility. I'm not saying me and all the women we're going to change this. all the gentlemen, all the ladies, let's all get involved. It's all of our responsibility to change the face, to get women into it, and to get women into boards at high level. That's not the end once they're in the industry. That's another issue altogether, probably for another interview. But that's my motivation and driver.
That's good. I got a couple more sort of questions as well. It's the numbers of lady CEOs, or at the top level is very low percentages, isn't it? Across, not just in England, but across Europe. It's
a real issue, and I know sometimes people kind of laugh. Well, they don't really, but I've had a really good response. But one may think, what does Miss Cheltenham being a beauty queen have any relation to success in the workplace? Well, I'll tell you what, it has given me a hell of a lot of confidence. And you need to be a strong, confident woman who believes in yourself to have any chance of getting to management level, to director level, to CEO level. And the kind of apprenticeship that I've had getting involved with meeting new people every day and meeting quite high up people in my job and as Miss Cheltenham has certainly given me that good opportunity and chance to succeed. So it is a real problem. There are obviously problems for men as well in the workplace, but for women it is certainly getting closing that pay gap, making sure we've got equal people going in and out, closing the numbers and getting them at high level. We really need to have young women and women of all ages being the face at high level, and that also involves diversity as well, having all different backgrounds as well, not just women. We need social inclusion throughout.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, we got a couple more questions from listeners as well from Facebook. So we've got Amy Brown, who's involved in Miss Cheltenham. Amy asks, what have been the best parts of being Miss Cheltenham? You have touched on some of it. Is there any other standout moments? Because you got very involved in this one, didn't you, for the year? You organised it, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 years. It's gone by in a flash in some ways, but actually when I look back, there's so many moments, and it's hard to say a proudest moment, because the proudest moments are the ones that you're in complete happiness and you kind of go, you're not remembering it. A few highlights, definitely winning Miss Cheltenham obviously was a huge highlight. One of the best days of my life. Coming third at Miss England, I was overwhelmed with that. That was the highest Miss Cheltenham had ever been. Jumping out of a plane for the Holy Gazelle Trust was amazing. I was a bit scared, but it was a really proud moment for me. Definitely the sporting activities. And going on the one show, I sat on that sofa and I thought, wow.
I thought you were presenting it at one point.
Yeah, oh, that'd be a dream. And to have Louis Theroux on there, actually, Louis Theroux questioning me, he said about the whole, how can you be both? And I answered it, and it was on live television, we're live now as well. Yeah. It was fantastic, it was amazing. I can't think of a better person to ask me a question like that. So there's been many proud moments. But I didn't have one. If anyone says, what is your proudest moment? I don't have one, and I think that's yet to come. You're always chasing something, and I think that's what motivates me as well.
Sure. And then there was also a question I think you've answered earlier, which was from Hayley Paget from Amblers. Do you want to just touch on your link with Amblers?
Yeah. So obviously one of my big motivations is to try and get more women into the industry and welcome them in. And what you'll find is that when you enter into an industry that requires PPE, and that's not just construction, women, they don't fit us, they're unisex, and we had the shoes that I had to wear never fitted me. And those are the kind of subtle ways of making you feel like you're not welcome, that you're not part of it. Not necessarily people making you feel that way. So they actually gave me the opportunity to design a female-friendly safety shoe for girls only. They fit like a dream, they're comfortable, they look good. You wouldn't even know that they're a safety shoe, which is one of the purposes of it. And they've got a steel toe cap, they've got a steel sole, they're slip resistant, oil resistant, and they're fantastic, and they've made me feel so much more comfortable every day at work. I can wear them on site, I can wear them in the office, and they've given me that opportunity, and it's kind of snowballed as well. That was quite revolutionary to collaborate in that way, and I'm going to be presenting the Professional Clothing Awards at the London Excel on the 22nd of June, and that's with Sharon Davis. So these opportunities have arisen from getting involved with businesses and saying, hey, let's make change. And it was quite scary for them actually, because there's not many statistics on how many women are in the industry. Are they going to make profit? Is this good? Is this bad? They've been one of their top sellers, and I think that really shows that there is a need to have more safety equipment for girls, for men, and separating them, because it makes you feel welcome. And there's just so many positives that I could say about it. And I think that being Miss Champion gave me that platform to be listened as well. So everything works and combines together.
No, that's excellent. Just almost sort of wrapping up now is sort of hobbies and interest wise. When you're not doing the God knows how many hours a day normal stuff that you do, what do you do that relaxes you? What do you enjoy doing away from sort of the work side of things?
When I do get time off, and that's not very often, I like to read autobiographies and fictional books. I just get lost in the book, and whenever I read an autobiography, it's obviously because they've been a success of some sort, and it just makes me dream, it makes me excited. I also like to do lots of sport. I like to play tennis, I like to go running, and I always do everything for fun. I never, sometimes people go down the gym because they have to. Like, if I've got time, every minute that I spend is doing something that's going to either make me relax or grow or learn something. I love running, to be honest, and you can just get out there. You don't need a gym membership, just get your trainers on and go on a run. Go and see the world, and when it's a sunny day, you haven't wasted it then.
Do you feel like you sort of meditate out a bit when you're running as well? Do you sort of zone out, or?
Yeah, definitely I zone out. If you're running with a group of people as well, you're kind of like a cohort, and everyone's feet are moving and you're just following that motion. I did a boot camp with a group of Marines a couple of years ago, and it was amazing because we just went on this run I never thought I'd be able to do. We had all this kit on, and you're just following the motions in front of you, and it's great. And I just always believe something wonderful is going to happen. Every day I wake up and something new or exciting is happening. I've got that kind of attitude, and I think that that's been infectious in the success that I've had. But it doesn't happen just like that. Big things do take time, and I always say just do something little every day, even if it's sending an email or putting a post up or doing some research into something. Do something little every day, and you'll look back and you'll think, wow, I've done something big here. So that's my motto.
So, can you let our listeners know how they can contact you, Sophie?
Yeah, a great way to follow what I'm up to is on Twitter. You can follow me at Sophie Lydia 24. My Snapchat is also Sophie Lydia 24. I'm always posting on there. Facebook is Sophie Lydia Smith, and Instagram is also at Sophie Lydia 24. Keep up with what I'm doing. The more support makes you feel good, and also if you've got local things going on, I'd like to support you as well. I'm also very closely linked with the new Miss Cheltenham, as I organise that event, Lucinda Thayers, and the runners-up, Amy Brown and Mariam Greener. So if you get in touch with me, we can hopefully get these young girls involved with the events and continue what I've been up to. We'd love to hear from you. And just a shout out again to the Holly Gazzard Trust. Check out their website.
Yeah, excellent. Well, it's been epic, so thanks for that. Appreciate that. Great interview today, Sophie. This is where we're going to now with Unique. So every month we'll be interviewing, like I said earlier on, be a celebrity from Gloucestershire or a famous person. If there's anyone that you want us to see interviewed, get in touch with us. Again, Twitter's we're very active on Twitter, so that's at Unique Media Co. And also have a look at our new website, which we're tweaking now. I'm very impressed with how it looks, very fresh and current, and that is www.uniquemediagroup.co.uk, and you'll see the information on the actual video that's posted. So keep getting involved with the magazine. We're at 10,000 readers now, and by the end of the year we'll be 20,000, so get involved because we want to make it the best magazine for you guys. So thanks for getting involved today.
Bye.